You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. LSU football held the spring game on Saturday, and I think the biggest question that everybody had was going in and coming out was going to be looking at these quarterbacks. We got to see all of them. Here was Brian Kelly, sort of the synopsis of the quarterbacks coming out of 15 spring practices.
You know, we didn't clear up anything with the quarterback today. We probably made it even more difficult. Brennan was good today, right? I mean, he does really good things with the football. He knows the offense. He's smart. He takes care of it. Nussmeier, we talked about Nussmeier's athletic ability, his arm strength. Daniels is really, really fast, and Walker's got one of the strongest arms on the team. So I don't know if we cleared up anything there, and we know defensively that front is really, really good. The safeties tackled so much better today.
What I am curious about is how much of that is gamesmanship from Brian Kelly, understanding that he's got 4 quarterbacks, he can only play one of them, and whenever you make that decision or lean a certain way, there's a chance you could lose one of these guys. There's a May 1st deadline to enter the transfer portal to be immediately eligible. So that's coming here quickly. And look, Miles Brennan is a graduate, so he could leave whenever and be immediately eligible. But for someone like Garrett Nussmeier, for example, if he were going to leave, he'd have to make that decision by May 1. And I'm not saying he will, but what I would say is this. Is it plausible to think all 4 guys come back? Brennan for his 6th year, Daniels, who just transferred in, Nussmeier loves Louisiana, loves LSU, looks at those 2 older guys and says, hey, yeah, look, I can stick it out one more year and then this is my show. We all know Walker Howard likely going to redshirt anyway. Like, is it plausible all 4 stay? Sure. Flip side, is it plausible any of them other than Walker Howard leave? Like, is it plausible that Miles Brennan could transfer? Sure. Is it plausible Garrett Nussmeier could look for greener pastures? Yeah. That's just the nature of the position. We saw it in 2018. Burrow came in as they started fall camp, and Burrow started to establish himself. McMillan and Narcisse both transferred. So, yeah, there is a possibility that you could still end up thin on those numbers, but it's why you have to go sign a quarterback every year. It's why, if you're Brian Kelly, you had the opportunity to add Jaden Daniels, you do it. You add a quarterback who's got 30 starts, because nothing is given, nothing is guaranteed except fluidity at that position in the current state of college football. We just know that to be a fact. That if Miles Brennan plays and finishes this year, he will be the first quarterback at LSU since Jordan Jefferson to begin his career at LSU out of high school and finish it at LSU. I mean, it just, guys don't stay. Brian Kelly was also asked about the possibility of playing 2 quarterbacks, which is something he's done at Notre Dame, but not something he would love to do.
I've played 2. Yes. I think LSU, when I was at Notre Dame in the Music City Bowl, I played 2. It's not easy. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, it has to be a situation where, you have to do it. I'd much rather just play 1 quarterback and try to fit the offense to their traits, over somebody else. The 2 quarterback situation is so difficult to manage, honestly.
I thought all 4 guys had their moments on Saturday. If you ask me my one biggest takeaway, like what I thought was the one biggest differentiator among the 4, it was Jaden Daniels' feet. The very first play, Jaden Daniels drops back to pass, nothing's there, he takes off left side. Now they blow it dead after 8-9 yards, whatever it was, but it's because it was a controlled scrimmage. If that was live action, that could have been a 20, 30, I mean, he could have scored. He is so fast and explosive running the football. That is the differentiator that I saw. They can all throw the ball. They all have really good arms. You heard Brian Kelly say the poise that Miles Brennan has. Sure, Nussmeier gained a lot of buzz throughout this spring, and he looked really good as well. I'm just so curious to see what the characteristics, what the skill set, the traits are that this coaching staff is looking for. And if you're looking for someone who can make a difference with his feet, Jaden Daniels is going to be that guy because he's the most explosive in that respect by far. And don't for a second ignore the fact that Jaden Daniels did take the first rep. I'm not saying that that means he's going to start, no doubt, but the way they structured it was first offense, first defense. Jaden Daniels was out there first. Then it was second offense, second defense, and Nussmeier went with the twos. Then the first offense went back out there, and Brennan went back out. And then it was twos, and it was Walker Howard. So I'm not saying that that's etched in stone, but it has to mean something that when they had to ultimately make a decision, who is going to go out there first, it was Daniels. That doesn't mean that's what it's going to be against Florida State come Labor Day weekend, but that is how I think it is going to play out. But they have time to figure it out. So LSU spring game this past weekend, no answers on the quarterbacks. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.